But guess what? The Department of Communication Studies, University of Ghana, is 50 years, and there's a lot of exciting activities happening in the coming days, which you need to know about. Joining me in studio now is Dr. Abena Yeboah-Abeni, Head of Department for the Communication Studies Department, University of Ghana, Legon, and she's also the convener of the 50th Anniversary Planning Committee. John Appiah is also part of that committee and an alumni of that very department. So it's good to have you, gentleman and lady, join us in studio. Let me start off with you because you've had a great time in school, I believe.
Yes.
How was it like, just recounting your period in school?
For me, it was a very exciting period for me. You know, at that time, it was a very intensive course, very demanding course, but we were able to go through by the grace of God. And it will interest you to know that at that point, Dr. Abena here was my lecturer.
Interesting.
Yes, and I think that the foundation I had in the department has contributed significantly to my career. The first place I worked after the school was Joy FM. So I'm a family of the Joy family, yes. And I think that that experience and exposure I had at the school has really made a great impact on my career.
How has it been for you, I mean, looking back over the years in terms of the training you've had, and what would you say to prospective students as well?
I will encourage them to find their way or make their way into the School of Department of Communication Studies. It was a rigorous process at that time because you had to go through an aptitude test and then you go through an interview and finally you are selected.
Oh, it wasn't that simple.
No, at all. But the point was that the moment you gain entry in the faculty are really good people, very gifted, talented, they know their stuff very well, and the kind of experience they take you through, the knowledge they share with you, is absolutely important in helping you, especially if you have a future in the career industry. I think that in the communications industry, you need to take a look at this.
So let's hear from Doc as well. When we talk about the Communication Studies Department, a lot of people do not know why it was established in the first place. Are you able to give us some education on that?
Well, yes. We started off in 1972, and that's why we're celebrating 50 years now. The reason for setting up then it was an institute, now we're a department, but the reason was basically to help train professionals to serve the media and communication industries in the country, and also to conduct research, produce knowledge that guides the training of these professionals. And
one would say, well, it's part of your duty. You've been training people, so why celebrate an anniversary anyway?
Oh, we think we have more than enough reason to celebrate. We produce John.
That's enough.
Within the 50 years, we've really acquitted ourselves well, we think. We've produced very high caliber communication professionals for this country, including our highest of them all, former President John Dramani Mahama. You mentioned the Kweku Sechiados, the Dr. Spio Gabriel, the Nana Komias, the Mustafa Hamid. I'm telling you.
So there's a lot.
If I had to give you the list, we wouldn't leave here today. But that's not all we've managed to do for this country. Our faculty have been very actively producing knowledge. They wade into public discourses. We join national committees and other activities to contribute to the country. We think that we have more than enough reason to celebrate because of the kinds of quality professionals that we've used the last 50 years to produce for the country, but also because of the influence we've had by way of the knowledge that we produce and its impact on the Ghanaian, on Ghana.
Right. But John, help us understand the aim of the celebration this year. What are you focusing on?
Right. So let me talk about the theme, which is very important, and I would like to read it directly for you so that I don't miss a single word
in there.
So 50 years of excellence in communication scholarship and training, reimagining the field in a digital era. All right. And it's important to know that we are not just producing journalists, but it cuts across the spectrum in the communication career. All right. So we are looking at how we can adapt. You know, things are changing. Technology has come to help us and all that. So our key focus is to look at how we can pool all the resources together and ensure that we don't leave communication in the past, but how we can utilize the power of media, technology, and all that to improve whatever it is that we're doing. So whether it's in journalism, public relations, advertising, there is something in there that will help you be a better person.
But Doc, what inspired this theme that we're looking at as part of the 50th anniversary of the department?
Two things. First, we want to recognize our legacy and celebrate it. And so that takes care of the 50 years of excellence in communication scholarship and training. But at the same time also, we realize that the space within which we must do the next 50 years of that excellence has changed. The digital has come. It has revised how we work in communication. It has even revised a script for doing media and communications work. And so we think that trainers of communication professionals must take cognizance of these changes that are occurring and begin to inculcate them in the training that we're giving the next generation of professionals.
If at the time John was in school, you were the lecturer, I'm just wondering how many people you've trained so far at the department.
Yeah.
Well, when John came, I had just started my career at the department as an assistant lecturer at the time. So I'm not that old. If that's what you're trying to say.
But anyway, do we have a sense of the number of people who've been trained through the department?
Well, we are not a very big unit. Small is beautiful sometimes, and so we don't have a very large class size. But over the past 50 years, our number inches over 1,000 people. So it's also not that small a constituency of people that have passed through our home.
So John, run us through some of the activities we're expecting. Is it just the launch of the anniversary, or there are a number of activities likely to happen?
So the launch actually starts the whole thing for us, and for us it's very significant. You know, so on the 20th of July 2022, we'll do our anniversary launch, and we are very honored to have His Excellency the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, as our guest of honor for that occasion. The Minister of Information, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah, will be there. The Vice Chancellor will be there, and of course, the Head of Department will also be there as well. So that will begin the series of engagement, which will be a year-long engagement. So after that, we'll do a lot of thought leadership, focused conversations, because we think that there should be a bridge between the industry and academia. So one of the things we seek to do through this thought leadership thing is to ensure that we're able to bring the knowledge from the classroom to the industry and see how best we can improve the way we do things. And then also there will be the launch of the State of the Ghana Media Report, which is a very significant thing for us people in the communications industry, because we need to understand what the state of the Ghanaian media is, so that whether there are issues we need to attack and solve and all that, we'll look at ways to do that. And then there will be a homecoming, which will bring all of us together.
Yeah. But how about motivating the younger ones to also come into the department?
Yes.
Do you have any programs?
Yes, we have a program that is centered around inspiring other people, young people, to come. And one of the things we're telling practitioners is that you may not have come to the Department of Communication Studies, but that is not all. You can still come. Because there are people that, I tell people that in the media, people may be gifted and talented, they can speak well, have a nice appeal on camera, but may not necessarily have the ethics and the tenets of journalism and all that. This is a good opportunity for even those who are in the industry to come back into the school to be able to acquire knowledge and know how to do things. Because there's a lot of talk about the fact that the level of journalism is going down and all those other things. We as a department, we are concerned. And one of the things we can do, and Doc may talk more about it, we are trying to implement some short courses that will allow practitioners who don't have time to actually come to the school and pick up some of these principles and knowledge and work with it. Then we can sanitize the media space and the communication space as well.
From Doc on that. The long-term vision and what we're to see in the coming years.
The long-term vision is to grow. I said that small is beautiful, and we stand by it. But also, we see, as he said, there are some challenges that we think that the quality we represent, if it were a bit more accessible to people, it may change the face of the industry a bit more. And so we are introducing new programs, some of them even flexible, so that if you can't take time off work and come to school 8 to 5, it is possible for you to do it during the weekends and evenings, etc. And we also have a number of short courses. I mean, look at the local language media scene. It is huge. And curriculum and training isn't really addressing that space. So short courses that help prepare people who are already in industry, improve their skills to be able to do their work better in a manner that serves all of our interests is what we're looking at in the long term.
John, I'll give you the final words on this.
Yes. So we would want to say a big thank you to all our partners and all the people we've been engaging with over the past 50 years. It's a call to all our alumni to come back to the department. Let's look at how we can plan for the future. And I remember during my time, we're just about 20 in the class, but now it's expanded. So we're looking at ways we can expand that space to be able to take more people. And we encourage practitioners, PR practitioners, those in the media, those in the news, technology space and all that, to look at adding to the knowledge they have to really improve what it is they bring to the table.
Small is indeed beautiful. I'll keep that with me. I'm grateful, gentlemen and lady, for joining us. And that's all we have for you here on The Pulse.